Yo, Tom Fiddzy here with a random video review of Falcon and the Winter Soldier episode 5, and this could be the last time we actually have Falcon and the Winter Soldier. This review is going to contain some spoilers, including spoilers of a mid-credit scene. Yes, there was a mid-credit scene. If you haven't watched it, go back to Amazon Prime and check that out. It's just after, like, you know, the fancy credits before we get to the black screen credits. And I think, you know, with these Marvel TV shows, kind of learnt now that when you get to, like, the last 2 episodes, start waiting around for some credit scenes. I always check anyway, but it was the same with WandaVision, same with this one. So, yeah, the second to last episode, going into it, straight away, it's like, are they going to, like, do a lot of talking and stuff after the epic end for the last episode where we had the Captain America with a blood-stained shield, John Walker, he just killed that guy. No, they get straight into it in this episode, straight back into that, straight into a fight between Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and Falcon in that, like, forklift warehouse, I guess. That was a pretty awesome fight. Great that Falcon, just a regular guy, was taking on Captain America one-on-one, and in that fight, his wings get broken, thrown to the side. There was a scene at the end as well that was kind of very reminiscent of when in Infinity War, when some of the Avengers and the Guardians were taking on Thanos and they were trying to get his gauntlet off. We kind of got the same thing here where they were trying to get that shield off. They got the shield off. They separated it from Captain America. He's now just John Walker. Falcon is now just Sam Wilson because his wings have been ripped off, and in the end he picks up the shield. We get a cool moment where Winter Soldier picks it up, tries it on, you're like, what's he going to do? Then he just throws it down at Sam. He's like, this is yours, you better take it this time. And he does take it. And yeah, this could be the last time we have Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because he absolutely just gets rid of those wings. He gives it to the guy who, in the comics, you know, he's like a little sidekick guy that he's been talking with in the military. Apparently that guy in the comics, he's also one of the Falcons, and he just gives him the wings. He's like, they're yours now. I don't need them. I've got my new shield. And he goes, by the end of this episode, into accepting that he is going to become his own version of Captain America. So I hope the last episode is actually called Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America and the White Wolf. How cool would that be as the last episode? Because in this episode, it starts off with that big action-packed scene in the forklift truck warehouse, and it then goes a little bit slow, but we get more character stuff. We get Sam kind of figuring out what he wants to be, you know. If he's not the Falcon anymore, he's got the pressure of being Captain America. He's figuring out where he should go, what he should be. He goes back, he speaks to Bradley. We get some powerful scenes there. I'm glad we went back. We got some backstory with that character. Some really interesting points of view. We then get the stuff with Bucky as well. He's still trying to figure out who he is. He actually, like, you know, he couldn't talk to the psychiatrist, but he starts to bond with Sam here as they're repairing the boat. The boat did have a big purpose in the end. It was to bring these two together. And they bond, and they actually do have kind of a talk. He has his, like, little therapy session, and he starts to learn what kind of route he should take to get himself away from his dependence on Captain America. And he's, like, fear that the Winter Soldier is going to come back. So yeah, maybe we are going to get Captain America and the White Wolf. I think that would be really cool. I think that would be a very fitting name, because they're both taking on their new mantles. Or maybe it will end with that, you know, maybe it'll be Falcon and the Winter Soldier, then one of the last things we see will be like their new names, like new logo or something like that. Season 2 coming in like 5 years or something like that. But yeah, overall, pretty good episode. I think the beginning was a lot stronger than the end. Like I said, it's very much slowed down. It went into a lot of character stuff, and it was good character stuff. But I was a little bit like looking at the timer on this episode, because I was like, what I don't want is like another WandaVision where the last episode is just like pure action packed and they've just crammed so much stuff in, because we have a lot that needs to be resolved. So I was looking at the time, are we going to get into it? We didn't, but you know, we managed to get like the bulk of the character stuff out of the way. So next week it's probably just going to be all action. Still so many reveals. We still need to know who the power broker is. I mean, it kind of is looking like it's going to be... Is it going to be Sharon Carter? Maybe. I don't know. She was still in it briefly. We got a new character in it, Val. Don't call her Val. Am I going to have to do like a deep dive into the Marvel comics to figure out who that character is? And by deep dive, I mean watch other people's YouTube videos and go on Wikipedia and learn who that character is. Is that a comic book character? She approached John Walker, who in the mid-credit scene, here we go, mid-credit scene spoilers, he makes his own Captain America shield. He's definitely going to become US agent. He's definitely going to be working with somebody else. So we've got that stuff, we've got the Flag Smashers stuff, and they're now making their moves. Zemo, thankfully, yes, he didn't get killed. For a split second, I was like, oh no, don't do it, Bucky. But he survives. He's gone to the raft where he can sit there ready for the Thunderbolts, which I think is pretty obvious now, or whatever spin-off that they're going to do. You know, we've heard that there's rumours that the Abomination is going to come back at some point, and he's on the raft, right? So Team Raft, Thunderbolts, I think that's most likely. But I'm glad Baron Zemo is sticking around because he was a really good character, and I really enjoyed him in the show, and I like that he kind of ended it as a bit of an anti-hero. Him and Bucky kind of found some like forgiveness in each other and kind of, you know, went their separate ways of like, we're cool. So yeah, I like that. I'm glad he's still around. Would have liked him to have worn the mask like 1 or 2 more times. He wore it once and we didn't really get any explanation as to what it was all about. So hopefully if he does come back in like the Thunderbolts or whatever, he gets to do that. We see at the end Falcon as well. We get a glimpse, like a briefcase. We know that the Captain America suit's in there. We don't get to see it. If we do get Captain America and the White Wolf, I hope Bucky kind of gets his own superhero costume, not just a leather jacket, or as Falcon put in this episode, just tight shirts. But yeah, I'm now really hyped for this last episode. But even though this was fantastic character stuff, I did spend a lot of it kind of clock watching because I am now worried going into the last episode how strong it will be, because I didn't really rate the WandaVision final episode because I feel like it tried to wrap up so much that it just became this big witch fight and it kind of didn't feel like the rest of them. I don't want this final episode to just literally be just like all flash and no substance, instead of, it seems to have got all of the substance here. But I'm sure it's going to be epic regardless. You know, it's going to be fantastic. But I think overall though, it was a pretty good episode. I was very engaged. I liked the plot twist. I felt sorry for John Walker, which is what you want in a villainous character. So interesting to see how he's going to come back into it. He's obviously very much not done with the story, and has links to some mystery person, this Val person. So yeah, lots to tie up though. Lots to tie up going into the last episode. But at least now we finally got the who is going to be Captain America stuff out of the way. Falcon has finally ditched the Falcon. That's going to be hard to get used to. Not calling Sam Falcon, calling Sam Captain America. And next week we will see him as Captain America, and that's going to be fantastic. We got to see him training actually a little bit before I wrap up with this one, and he was like throwing the shield around. Now I know the shield is make-believe and doesn't make any sense and the physics of it don't work, but even still, as cool as it was seeing him throw it around doing the training, every single time he caught it, I'm like, how is he doing that? Like, you got a spinning shield coming towards you and you got to catch it by putting your hand through 2 leather binders and grabbing it and stopping the momentum straight away without hitting you on the head or flying you backwards, ripping your arm out of your socket. Every time it's just like, whoop, I've caught it, whoop, I've caught it. We see him like foul 1 or 2 times, but every time they catch it, I'm like, how? How are you catching that spinning thing and getting your hand through the binders? It doesn't make any sense. That stupid shield, it looks so cool, but it makes no sense how it works. And it shouldn't bug me, but it does bug me. It does bug me. It's something that I never thought about when it was in the comics and stuff, when you see it in the films, it's like, how are you catching that without it messing it up 90% of the time, or it hurting you? Like, it looks painful just to capture it. If it was like a magnet and you drew it in with a magnet, like you had magnet gauntlet or something, and you're like that, maybe that would work. But catching it through 2 leather binders, it's just, I just can't get over the fact that that doesn't make any sense. Like, even in the Marvel universe, I'm like, that still doesn't make any sense. But it's fine because it does look cool, and I can't wait to see Falcon as the new Captain America. So hyped for the final. I really hope it doesn't disappoint. It's definitely going to be action-packed by the fact that they got everything out of the way. Like, most of the bulk character stuff. And there were, you know, some wrap-ups as well with, like, Zemo and stuff in this episode. So, wow, what we're going to get next week, it's going to be a roller coaster. This episode was pretty good. Set us up nicely for an action-packed final. And I can't wait to see that costume. Bring on Captain America and the White Wolf.